Hi, I am Cousin Robbie, and I am one of the fictional characters in this roleplay series. So, just in case you were wondering, I need to tell you this real quick. Everything you see in this series is, completely fictional. Like, made up. Any similarities are just a fluke. Please don't take it seriously, okay? Cool, thanks.
How's it going, guys, and welcome back to WestBridge Hills. Alrighty, so this morning I am busy making my way over to Big Hank's place. So he did give me a phone call earlier this morning, and he asked me if I can come in and just help him out with a couple of things. So it's, yeah, basically going to be quite a bit of a busy day for us, because apparently there's a couple of things he wants us to do. So, yeah, let's just make our way over there safely without any problems. So yeah, I don't know where Big Hank is, but it looks like he's been a bit busy over there this morning. Let's just pull in. Okay, I see him. Alright, I think we'll just stop the bicycle right over here where we usually do. And let's quickly hop off and see what Big Hank has to say. Good morning, Big Hank.
Morning, bud. I am just busy writing down your tasks for today. I got a lot of work waiting for me in the office.
Alrighty, so there we go. We've got a list of things that we need to take care of for today. So Big Hank said that he's done with this dude's far tractor over here. So we're going to have to try and see if we can get this thing cleaned up real quick. And then I need to take this back to the farmer whose tractor this is. Apparently it's an older gentleman named Walter. But he says everybody calls him Grandpa Walter, so I guess we'll go and get ourselves acquainted with Grandpa Walter in just a bit. But okay, let's grab our pressure washer real quick. Going to just pull it out of the workshop here. Alright. And just see if we can get this tractor cleaned up as good as it can be. And yeah, some of the other work we're going to do today is going to be another delivery over at RMC. So I already got the keys to the truck over there, and we're going to have to do a delivery of an engine. Big Hank also said he's got some errands for me to run over at his house. So yeah, this looks like it's going to be quite a bit of a busy day. I'm actually quite excited to drive this tractor, because yeah, it's going to be the first time ever that I'm going to be operating a machine as big as this. So it's going to be, yeah, quite a lot of fun. But I do have to be extra careful with this thing. Luckily it's not left-hand drive. It's like sort of, yeah, in the middle of the tractor where you're sitting. But okay, I think this thing is actually quite clean already. It's definitely got some wear and tear on the paint job. But yeah, Big Hank sorted this thing out for the farmer. So hopefully it's going to be something that he's going to be able to use on his fields again pretty soon. I don't know exactly what this tractor is used for, but it looks like it was actually full of grass. So it may have been a tractor that was used for mowing or doing some grass field work. I don't know, but okay. Alright, so I think what we're going to do is we're going to hop into this tractor. We're going to go and drop it off, and we are going to be picking up another tractor from Grandpa Walter's farm. So he's got a tractor with a front loader that has got an hydraulic leak, which he wants Hank to sort out for him. So yeah, looks like Big Hank has got customers getting vehicles in all the time, which is pretty good for business. Seems to be keeping him busy, and which means it's good for us, because it's also going to keep us busy. Alright, so now I just need to try and figure out how to get to this Grandpa Walter's farm, because he did show me on the map briefly where it is. It's pretty much across the road from the dealership. I think, yeah, let's turn over here. Just be careful of the pedestrians. Alright. Okay, so we need to pretty much follow the way that we went the other day with the pickup truck. It's gonna be probably a little bit of driving. I should probably put on some tunes for you guys on the way over there. So let's hear what they've got on the radio station this morning.
Some have fields that never end. Some patch a plot of ground. Yet when harvest time rolls around, they share the same sweet sound. Rich man's grain or poor man's corn, a masterpiece in every dawn. The sun may set, but hearts remain bound together in a farmer's name. Bound together in a farmer's name. Some have fields that never end. Some patch a plot of ground. Yet when harvest time rolls around, they share the same sweet sound.
What's the first thing you do in the morning when you wake up? Walk the dog. Brush your teeth. Make some toast. You should be listening to the biggest breakfast show on your favorite radio station.
Rolling down the highway, radio on high, tuned to that twang that can't help but make me fly. Sunsets fading over fields of endless gold, with each country song a new story.
Alright, so I think this might actually be the place. So it looks like quite a big establishment over here. So this is Grandpa Walter's farm. And yeah, Big Hank says that we should just go to his farmhouse. He should be standing outside. And then he's going to give us instructions with what tractor it is that we need to take back to Big Hank's shop for him. Alright, but I think that, yeah, that looks like an older gentleman. So that might actually be Grandpa Walter. Alright, let's just switch the tractor off and quickly see what Grandpa Walter has to say. Good morning, are you Grandpa Walter?
Morning, son, I sure am. So you must be Big Hank's new hired help. My goodness, you look like you need a cup of freshly ground coffee. Let's go inside, and then we'll talk there.
Alrighty, so there we go. We had a bit of a long chat with Grandpa Walter now, and he says that we can just take the tractor down to his farmyard. So he told me that there are some sheds down there, and it's the smallest tractor that he's got on the farm. It's got a bit of a problem with its hydraulics for the front loader. So we're going to basically park this tractor in that one's place and going to take that one back to Big Hank's shop. Alright, so let's just have a look over here. Alright, he explained to me that there's two sheds facing each other, and there we go. That is in fact the tractor over there. Alright, let's park this one up right over here for a moment. I'm going to leave the engine running. Okay, see if we can get this one fired up. A little Massey Ferguson right over here. This is the one. Alright, so let's see if this thing is going to fire up. Alright, it turns over, no problem. We should be able to get this thing back to Big Hank's place without any issues, as long as we don't touch the hydraulics, because otherwise it's going to spray the hydraulic oil all over the place. Alright, so let's just leave it running there for a moment while we quickly go ahead and park this one up. Alright, let's back it into that spot over there for Grandpa Walter. Alright, I think that should do. Alright, now we can be off and go and drop this thing off over at Big Hank's place. So, yeah, then we're going to be able to start tackling the second part of our job for today. Yeah, this is actually a very nice little tractor. It's quite modern. And definitely a bit of a step up from the previous one that we just drove back down here. Alright, let's just be mindful of traffic coming down this hill. I think that'll be quite a nasty accident if somebody came down here at full speed and we were in the middle of the road. Yeah, that's just the thing. This little tractor isn't very fast. I don't think it's got a very big engine. This thing is mostly used for lifting bales and just transporting stuff all over the field, most probably. It's definitely got some hydraulic issues, I can tell you guys that. The steering is a little bit wonky as well. So I don't know if it shares the same hydraulic fluid for the steering and for the front loader. I've got no idea how these things work. But luckily Big Hank seems to know his story around these things. Alright, well, I think let's see if this thing has also got a radio. I don't see... Whoops, just keep it in the lines. In between the lines, Funkel. Yeah, I'm not gonna mess about trying to look for the radio in this thing. Okay, well, looks like we're just gonna be sort of cruising along in silence. I think actually this might be Big Hank's house. So that is part of the work we need to come and do today. We need to take care of the chickens for him. Alright. Okay, come on, are you going? There we go. Alright, well, yeah, sometimes people don't know what they want to do on the roads in this town. But okay, we need to take a left over here. Jeez, like school bus. Alright, there we go. Alright, let's see if we can squeeze through here. Right, we're turning right over here. And there we are, back at Big Hank's place. I actually never really had a look at all the vehicles Big Hank's got in his backyard, but those are probably all wrecks and stuff that he takes parts of as he's fixing up these vehicles coming into his shop. Alright, but yes, here we are. And I don't see Big Hank around, so... Okay, you know what? Let's just stop it here for the moment, and I'm going to quickly see if we can get this tractor cleaned up. It's also quite a bit filthy, and then I'll just go ahead and park it maybe next to the little John Deere over there, seeing as we've got a little bit of space open beside it now, there close to the fence. Alright, let's leave it over there. Should be able to go all the way around this tractor with this. Yeah, this thing is definitely quite filthy. Alright, well, we'll see if we can improve it a bit, just so that Big Hank can work on it. Yeah, even the freaking weight at the back is full of dirt. Alright, and the front loader part also here, the bale spike seems to be quite gunked up over there. And those edges over there, I think that looks much better already. If it ain't perfect, it's definitely better. Doesn't have to be perfect. But okay, I think that is good enough. Alright, let's get this thing put back into the workshop, and we're just going to park up the tractor out of the way. So then we need to go and do this delivery over at RMC once again. So looks like Big Hank has got a lot of work going on between his shop and RMC. So I guess they actually do have got quite a lot of, not really competition, but how can we call it? It's maybe something that they have to decide who's going to tackle what type of work. So RMC is more like automotive vehicular stuff, you know, road driving vehicles, and Hank does more of the big rigs and also tractors and farm equipment and such. But okay, so now we need to get hooked up to this little trailer that Big Hank's got over here, because this engine was delivered and we need to drop this off over at RMC. I wonder why he didn't just put it in the back of the truck. But yeah, I guess we'll just follow the orders that were given to us. Alright, let's fire this old truck up once again. Still gotta be careful on the roads with the left-hand drive, because, you know, I am from South Africa, so there we drive on the left-hand side of the road and all the cars are right-hand drive. Okay, let's see if we can get this trailer connected up real quick. Alrighty, so there we go. We are ready to rock and roll, and I just noticed how dirty this trailer is. We actually should have cleaned it up, but you know what? We'll do it once we get back. So yeah, we've got a couple of things that we need to do. So first of all, we're going to go and drop off this engine, but I'm thinking maybe we should go past Big Hank's house first of all, and just go and pick up the pallets of eggs, because those actually need to go to the restaurant where my cousin Robbie works. So Big Hank does supply the restaurant with eggs now and then. And then we need to drop the engine off at RMC, and obviously we need to go and pick up some feed for the chickens for Hank as well. As I said, we need to take care of the chickens for him today. So once we feed them today, I think they should be good for quite a while, because Big Hank says we should get some chicken feed, maybe 6 or 8 bags. I think we'll get 8 bags, depending on how much the bags are at the shop. Alright, let's just wait for traffic. Alright, so coming up to Big Hank's house over here. Don't really know how I'm going to do this, but gonna see where we can park. Maybe we can pull off onto the grass here. I think, yeah, let's turn the hazard lights on. Alright, let's see if we can squeeze past here. Alright, let's try not running to the chicken coop. Alright, I think we are off the road enough. Looks like the trailer is also not in the street anymore, so let's quickly hop out and see if we can get this this tailgate and bed cap open up. Alrighty, so we've got the bed cap and the tailgate open. So we are going to grab these 2 pallets over here that Big Hank has got ready to rock and roll. Alright, so let's see if we can slide these into the back of the truck. Alright, I don't know if we're going to be able to fit both of them. Yeah, we should be able to. Alright, so this actually works out quite well, because now we've got the space for these. It's just a little bit uncomfortable loading the stuff with the trailer connected. But okay, there we go. That can just go in like that. And let's get the bed cap closed up once again, and the tailgate. Alright, there we go. That is all done. And I just strapped the eggs down a little bit so that they don't go all over the place. So hopefully none of them break. But okay. Now we are ready to hit the road. And I think let's maybe tune up the radio again for you guys. So we're just going to take a nice cruise over to RMC and also to the restaurant. I think maybe we should do RMC first, seeing as it's on the trailer at the back. And then we can go over to the restaurant and drop off the eggs. So yeah, let's hit the road and listen to some music, I guess.
Each dawn's a chance for us to prove that hard work sets this life to move. In simple lines and earthy grooves, the farmer's faith is always true.
You are listening to The Biggest Hits.
Found her rusting by the pine, an old cyan Ford, yearning for some loving to get back on the road. Her paint was chipping, tires flat, time had its way, but I saw the beauty in that forgotten yesterday. Hauled her to my garage, my hands itching to start. Fixed the carbon, changed the oil, poured it on my heart. Spend nights with greasy fingers.
Alright, and we made it over to RMC once again. And yeah, I don't know if I should report to the office or if I should go and speak to the gentleman over there. I see Neville Jr. is there. And that might actually be his father, Neville Wilson Senior. So yeah, let me see if I can figure this out and see if we can get this thing dropped off real quick. And then, yeah, we might have a bit of a word with Mr. Wilson, because we haven't met him yet.
Well, it's been a real pleasure meeting you, Funkle. I am glad Big Hank found someone reliable he can trust. But you'll have to excuse me as I have to be on my way. I have a very important meeting with a customer.
The pleasure is all mine. Thank you, Mr. Wilson, and have a good day. Alright guys, so there we go. We are done here at RMC. We did drop off the engine, so Junior offloaded it, and I see he's busy with that BMW M4 over there. Mr. Wilson also left, so he's on his way to a meeting, so I didn't want to keep him waiting too much. Alright, so let's quickly make our way over to the restaurant over here where cousin Robbie works and see if we can deliver the eggs. I don't know where we are supposed to go with this, so I guess we'll have to try and figure this out. I don't know if they really accept the delivery over here in the front. Kind of wouldn't make sense. Usually I think they would take deliveries around the back, so I don't know. You know what, let me just park up right over here, seeing as we've got a trailer. It's not really going to be good if we try and park in front of the restaurant, so let me just see if I can figure this out and see where we can drop off the eggs real quick. Alrighty guys, so just as I thought, we need to go around the back of the restaurant. They've got their receiving area over there, so it actually makes quite sense. So yeah, I didn't really know where to go with this, but okay, at least now we know next time we need to come and do this again. Right, so we're gonna take a little bit of a U-turn over here, and there is a little bit of space back there for us to turn around again, so hopefully we don't run into any issues. Alright, let's see where we can go. I think it's probably in over here. Okay, perfect. I think this must be the place, and they'll quickly help us get rid of the eggs over here. Alright, and just like that, the eggs have been dropped off, and we are pretty much done with this part of the job. So yeah, I should probably close up the tailgate and the bed cap first. Alright, there we go. Alright, so now we are ready to hit the road. So we need to head over to the dealership now, because I need to go and pick up some chicken feed. So let's see if we can make a nice U-turn over here without any issues. Might have to go into the grass a bit, but that's okay. Alright. Okay, so we are heading to the dealership, and yeah, Big Hank gave me some cash to buy the chicken feed with, so I just hope we're gonna have enough. So I guess we'll see how many bags we can get. Alright, so we need to head back up here, and yeah, let's turn on the radio. Let's listen to some more music.
Packed up the trunk, the stories untold in the glove box, memories worth more than gold. Radio playing our favorite old songs on a highway where hearts belong. From the mountains high to the valleys low, every bend in the road where wildflowers grow. Grandma's laughter mixing with the wind, a journey of love that will never end. $1 million for 1 million miles, through dusty back roads and wide open smiles. Grandma and I in that Betty Joe ride, chasing sunsets, nowhere to hide.
Alright, let's just turn the music down, and yeah, here we are over at the dealership. So we're just going to see where we can park. Okay, seeing as we've got a trailer, I think let's just park up here next to the building real quick. I think it should be out of the way over here. Alright, let me see how many bags of chicken feed we are going to be able to get for Big Hank today. Alright, so there we go. They have dispatched the bags of chicken feed for us, so we are ready to go and pick them up. I can actually see them over there. So I think what we'll do is we'll just chuck them in the back of the trailer, seeing as we are here with it. So it's just going to be a bit easier to do it that way. Alright, so Big Hank says whatever we manage to buy, which I managed to buy 8 bags, we are going to feed 4 bags. So that is going to be half of the bags to the chickens today, and the rest we are going to be putting in his shed back at his house. Alright, so Let me just go ahead and load these one by one. Yeah, this is probably going to take me a hot minute to do, but okay. We'll get it sorted out real quick. Alrighty. There you go, that's 4. I also want to try and load them so that we can actually strap it down. So the trailer has got dedicated little hooks where you can put ratchet straps onto. Just to make sure we don't lose any of the chicken feed on our way back to Big Hank's house. Okay, that should be fine. And the last 2. These bags are sometimes a little bit hard to pick up. Okay, let's just move it over that side a bit. Alright, and then I will just put a strap over them, and that should keep them into place. Luckily we're not going to go very fast, and we're also not going to be going very far, so I think it should be fine. Alright, so let's make our way back to Big Hank's house once again, so we can try and see if we can feed these chickens. Alright, no traffic coming, so let's get going. Alright, and I need to turn right over here again. Alright, so yeah, Big Hank's house is just up ahead. You can actually see it from here. Okay, so I don't know which way I need to go again. Maybe we should just pull up onto the grass again like we did earlier. Okay, this might be a bit difficult because we are coming from the opposite direction now, so let's maybe get onto the curb over here. Alright, let's just pull past the swing so we can actually get out of the truck. Alright, perfect. So we need to just feed the chickens 4 bags of feed. So let's just quickly offload 4 bags. And the rest we are going to take over to Big Hank's shed. We're going to see if there's going to be space for 4 bags. He said there should be space for 4 bags over there. Alright, let's just strap those down again. Alright, let me quickly see if I can get these bags opened up and chucked into here for the chickens. Alright, there we go. Shame, man. The trough was actually empty. So they should be absolutely starving. There we go. There's some food for you guys. Okay, let's get some more. Alright, so if I'm just looking here, it looks like Big Hank's got about what? Yeah, I can't really count now, but okay. There's quite a few chickens in here. But it's not a very big chicken operation, if we can call it that. Okay, so there we go. That seems to be perfect. Alright, so we fed the chickens a little bit, and now we need to try and see... what is that over there? My goodness, would you look at this? It's an old, like an off-road bike. I wonder if the neighbor, well, Hank's neighbor is the owner of this motorcycle. Might have to maybe see if we can speak to them about it. Maybe we can go and knock on the door after we are done here. Just see if that's something that they might be interested in selling. I don't have a lot of money, but if it goes cheaply enough, we might be able to get ourselves a little bit better method of transport, so that we don't have to pedal everywhere we need to go. Alright, so just waiting for the traffic. Yeah, there's traffic coming from all directions over here. Alright, so let's just drive around the block real quick. Okay, so let's see if we can get a little bit closer to where we need to offload these bags of chicken feed for Big Hank. Alright, so here we are. I think what I'll do is we'll just pull in under Big Hank's carport over here, I guess. Alright, let's pull a little bit further through. I think that'll do. Alright, I see the missus is busy with washing, so let's maybe not go underneath the washing line there. Alright, let's get these bags of chicken feed unloaded. And I think, yeah, this is Big Hank's shit, so we'll just chuck them over here, I guess. Hopefully that'll be fine. I actually see Big Hank's got a decent sized greenhouse here, but it doesn't look like he's using it. I wonder what's the story with that. Alright, well, let's just offload these bags real quick so we can maybe go and have a word with Big Hank's neighbor if there's anybody at home. I don't know if there's gonna be somebody home today, but you never know. If we don't ask, we'll never find out, I guess. Alright, perfect. So that is the last bag, and we're just going to drop it in Big Hank's shed over here. Alright, so I think what I'm going to do, I'm not going to walk under the wash line there. Don't want to get in trouble. Alright, let's quickly see if we can knock on the neighbor's door here. Do they have a back door, or should we go to the front? Let's rather go to the front door. Just see if we can have a word with them about the motorcycle behind the house. Alright guys, so as you can see, we have got the motorbike loaded onto Big Hank's little trailer over here. So yeah, I did have a word with the owner of the motorcycle. It's actually the lady who stays there. She bought this motorbike for her son a couple of years ago, and he was a bit of a daredevil with it. So she decided to just, you know, take it away from him. So it was just standing there in kind of in a way. And she only charged me $100 for this thing. So it's been sitting for a long time, so it's going to definitely need a bit of work before we can actually start using it. So I might have to see if Hank is going to maybe be able to do something about it for us, maybe have a look at it. I don't know if it's his profession, but if it's something that he can't take care of, we can maybe even ask Junior or Mr. Wilson to have a look at it for us, because I don't really think Robbie has got tools and stuff, but I might also have a look at it myself and just see if we can get it up and running again. So yes, we are going to take this back to Big Hank's shop, and I'll just have a quick word with him about it and see if he can maybe help us out. If not, we will go over to RMC with it at some point. Don't know how I'm going to get it there, but okay, we'll work out a plan once we get to that part. Alright, so let's see if we can get out of Big Hank's driveway here, go back to his shop, and see if there's anything else that he needs help with today. But Big Hank seems to be quite thorough in the mornings when he gives his tasks to us, so it doesn't look like there's going to be anything else that we need to do today, but we never know. So I guess we'll find out once we get back to his shop now. So yeah, I hope he's not going to mind me loading the motorbike in the back of the trailer, but I can't really see why it would be an issue, but yeah, we never know. Alright, so let's quickly get back to Big Hank's shop. It's just up ahead. Alright, so there we are. Okay, let's pull into Big Hank's shop and just... I'm going to pop into the office and see if I can have a word with him about this motorbike real quick. Alright, and we'll just pull in over here, and it doesn't look like he did any work today to the semi yet. He did manage to pull it into the shed with the tractor's help. So that is how he got the semi in there. I don't know what he did about the brakes, because aren't those air brakes like locked on if the truck isn't running? I don't know, maybe he manually disconnected or something. But okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just offload the bike. Just gonna put it... Jeez, this thing is actually a little bit heavy to carry. But as it's not running, we're gonna have to carry it or push it everywhere we want to go with it. Alright, so what do I need to do? Maybe let's just wash the trailer, because that way, yeah, at least it's going to be clean again. And that thing is so small, I might actually disconnect it from the pickup truck and just push it back into place. So now we need to struggle reversing with it. kind of makes sense. It's also got one of those jockey wheels. Alright, but let's clean it up real quick. And this thing actually cleans up pretty well. It's definitely a very decent trailer. Alright, but I think that looks pretty good. Alright, let's get the pressure washer put away again. And then I'll quickly see if Big Hank is in the office and just hear what he has to say. Alrighty, so there we go. Pressure washer is back where it belongs. And I'm quickly going to disconnect this trailer right over here. We're just going to push it into where we found it. And park up Big Hank's truck. And then I'll see if there's anything else that he needs us to do for today. Alright, that is job done. We've got the trailer pushed in under the carport. I think before I park the truck, let's maybe go and have a word with Big Hank real quick. And I'll also ask him about the motorcycle. Because maybe we can get that thing up and running pretty soon. So we don't have to pedal everywhere we want to go. Alrighty guys, so there we go. We parked Big Hank's truck for him. And I did have a bit of a word with him about the motorcycle that I bought. So he says we are welcome to work on it with his tools if we want to get into this thing a bit. And see if we can get it up and running. He said he will also come and help me a little bit later if he's got a chance, but he's got a lot of paperwork to go through and he's busy ordering parts for the big rig. So yeah, I don't really want to disturb him too much with his work and business, so I'm going to see if I can do this myself. If I can't get it running, then I will probably take it back to, or take it over to RMC at some point. Just don't know how I'm going to get it there. I might have to ask Robbie if we can maybe rent the trailer or something, or see how we're going to do that. But I'm quite confident I might be able to get this thing running without too many issues, because it was actually running. I think it's probably just something small, like a spark plug that we need to replace on this thing. We should be able to get it up and running. So what I'm going to do is we're going to leave this inside Big Hank's workshop. Well, we're going to put it in Big Hank's workshop. I'm going to start having a look at this thing, see if I can get it up and running. And then, hopefully, if it can be something that we can fix up, we're going to be able to take this back to Robbie's house. And, yeah, as for the bicycle, I might have to come back for that then if I can get this thing up and running. So, yeah, guys, I think that is also going to be where I leave today's episode. We've been quite busy with a couple of things. And now that I've got my very own little project going on, I know it's not much, it's just a little motorbike that has been standing for quite some time, but it's definitely something that I'm going to be able to use. And so yeah, I think that is going to be it. If you do like this episode, please give us a thumbs up, and also don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. I will appreciate it very much. But yes, I will see you all in the next one.